to Tennessee's at-home learning series for literacy. Today's lesson is for all our second graders out there, though everyone is welcome to tune in. This lesson is the second in this week's series. My name is Mrs. Ledford, and I'm a second grade teacher at Prescott South Elementary School in Cookeville, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be your teacher for this lesson. Welcome to my virtual classroom. If you didn't see our previous lesson, you can find it on our website at www.tn.gov/education. You can still tune in for today's lesson if you haven't seen any of our others, but it might be more fun if you first go back and watch our other lessons, since today we'll be talking about things we learned previously. Today, we will be learning about the reasons the colonies were displeased with Britain. Before we get started, to participate fully in our lesson today, you will need 2 pieces of paper, a surface to write on, and a pen or pencil. You can gather your independent practice from our previous lesson, and you can access the student packet for ELA Grade 2 Lesson 17 on our website at www.tn.gov/education. Okay, let's begin. Today, our goal is to use the Declaration of Independence and the first 4th of July to determine why the colonies didn't want to be British anymore. We will begin with me showing you what that looks like, and then there will be time for you to practice on your own with my support. And finally, I will assign you some independent work that you can complete after the video ends. Yesterday, we learned about these 3 men behind me. Very good. And they helped author or write the Declaration of Independence. Point to Thomas Jefferson if you see him on your screen. Good job. He wrote most of the Declaration of Independence. Now, this is Benjamin Franklin, and behind me is John Adams, and they helped to review the document and make changes. Listen as I read the section from yesterday's read aloud. Finally, the document was ready for the colony's representatives to read and approve. By the afternoon of July 4th, 1776, they had done just that. The 13 British colonies had decided not to be British anymore. They had declared their independence. America was born. When was the Declaration ready to be shared? Yes, July 4th, 1776. The 4th of July. This is a holiday we celebrate during the summer. Usually people celebrate with fireworks. This is known as America's birthday. What decision had the colonies made when they wrote the Declaration? Great. They decided they didn't want to be British anymore. They wanted to be independent. Your assignment yesterday was to determine what the Declaration of Independence was. Get your assignment from yesterday out and look at your answer and see if you included some of the same things I included. Ready? The Declaration of Independence is a written document announcing America's freedom from Britain. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and John Adams wrote to make it perfect, so representatives from the colonies would approve it. Did you use the definition of the word declaration, announcement in your answer? Did you use the definition of the word independence, freedom in your answer? And did you include the join together the important announcement with freedom? Good job. Did you include important historical people and events in your answer? Nice job, boys and girls. Well, today, as we read, we are going to find evidence for why the colonies didn't want to be British anymore. Before we read, let's get our notes paper ready and review our morphology chart from yesterday. First, I'd like to get our notes paper ready, okay? So go ahead and take out one of your papers, and we are going to write at the top of our paper together, okay? And we're going to write, why did the colonies not want to be British anymore? Why did the colonies not want to be British anymore? Okay? And if anytime I'm going too quickly, you can just hit the pause button on your screen or device and pause me so that you can take a picture of what I'm writing. Does that sound good? Okay. So we're going to write that at the top of our paper, and that's going to be our guiding question today. Okay? Great. Now, let's review our morphology chart from yesterday. We can use morphology to be better readers, writers, and spellers. Remember, a morpheme is the smallest unit of a word that has meaning. Our morphology chart has different units which hold meanings. The first one is prefix. Say prefix. A prefix is a word part we find at the beginning of the word. Let's look at one of the words that was in yesterday's reading. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to write it on my chart for you, and you can help me say it. Okay, boys and girls, help me say this word. Very good. This word is rebuild. Nice job. The prefix is re, so I am going to put a box around that part of the word to remind me that is the prefix. Okay? And re means to do again. So the base word is a word that can stand alone and have its own meaning. So look at this word from yesterday. The base word in this word is build. So I'm going to underline that part to remind me that is the base word of rebuild. So to build means to construct something. All right. And so rebuild must mean to build again, right? The tower of blocks fell, but we can rebuild it. Today, we will add another morpheme to our morphology chart, okay? I'm going to write another word on my board, and I want you to see if you recognize it, okay? This is my next word. Do you recognize this word? Very good. This word is dislike. The prefix in this word is dis. Nice job. I'm going to draw a box to remind me this is a prefix. Okay? And the other part of the word is like. So I'm going to underline that to remind me that's my base word or my root word. Okay? So listen to this sentence. I love carrots, but I dislike Brussels sprouts. What do you think dislike means? Good idea. When you dislike something, you don't like it, do you? Dis means not or the opposite of. Dis means not or the opposite of. Very good, boys and girls. So let's look at some more words with the same prefix, dis, and you can help me figure out their meaning, okay? All right, boys and girls, let's read this word together. Disagree. Great job. Do you see a prefix on this word? What's the prefix? Yes, the prefix of this word is dis. So I'm going to put a blue box around it to help me remember that this is the prefix. So this must be the root word or the base word, agree. Okay, so what does dis mean? Dis means not or the opposite of. Agree means to have the same opinion. So disagree means to not have the same opinion. All right, let's look at the next word, boys and girls. Disobey. What is the prefix you see? Yes, let's put a box around the word dis. And what does that mean again? Dis means not or the opposite of. So this part must be the root word or the base word. Obey. Very good. Obey means to listen to a command. So disobey means to not listen to a command. All right, let's read this word, boys and girls. You're doing such a nice job. Disrespect. Disrespect. Okay, do you see a prefix? Yes, dis. What does dis mean? Nice job. It means not or the opposite of. So if respect means to think of other people's feelings or wishes, then disrespect means to not think of other people's feelings or wishes. You guys are doing such a nice job with this. Let's read our last word today. Distrust. Do you notice a prefix? Yes, let's put a box around dis. Nice job. And what does that mean? Good job. It means not or the opposite of. Now, trust means to have belief or believe someone or in something. So distrust means not to believe in someone or something. Great job, everybody. Now, let's find out in our reading today why the colonies didn't want to be British anymore. All right, boys and girls, I'm so excited to get started reading with you today. Not long before, the colonies had established a Continental Congress. The Continental Congress was made up of delegates from each of the 13 colonies and served as the government. The colonies had established a Continental Congress. What was it made up of? Yes, it was made up of delegates. Say delegate. A delegate is a person representing or making decisions for a large group. So they're kind of like the leader of the group. So the Continental Congress was a group of leaders from other different colonies. What was their purpose? Yes, they acted like the government. Good job, boys and girls. Now, this is an oil painting. Okay, and this oil painting is of the Continental Congress when they were signing the Declaration of Independence. Notice the men standing at the table. Do you see the man in the all brown suit standing at the table? Very good. That is John Adams. Now, point to the man putting papers on the table. That is Thomas Jefferson. Now, do you see the man to the left of Thomas Jefferson? That is Benjamin Franklin. All of these men are the delegates from different colonies. Let's keep reading. For years, the colonies had been displeased with the way the British had forced them to follow laws they didn't approve. One of the most important issues to the colonies was something called taxation without representation. The British government taxed many goods, such as tea, without asking the colonists for permission. Listen to the first sentence again. For years, the colonies had been displeased with the way the British had forced them to follow laws they didn't approve. Do you see this word, displeased? I'm going to highlight it for you. Okay, boys and girls, do you notice a prefix in this word? Nice job. Yes, the prefix is dis. What does dis mean? Good job. It means not or the opposite of, right? So if pleased is the base word and pleased means happy, displeased, displeased means not happy. So we said at the beginning of our lesson that we were trying to figure out why the colonists didn't want to be British anymore. What did we learn in this sentence? Very good. The colonies were displeased or not happy. Who were they displeased with? Great. They were displeased that the British were making them follow rules they didn't agree with. Let's add this information to our notes. First, underneath where you wrote the question, you're going to make a bullet point, okay? And that is just to help you keep your notes organized, all right? And so you can add to your notes as I add to my notes, all right? I'm going to write the colonies were displeased because the British made them follow rules they didn't agree with. When you're taking notes, you don't have to write in complete sentences. And you can always pause me if I'm going too quickly and take a picture of what I'm writing. The colonies were displeased because the British made them follow rules they didn't agree with. So let's listen back to that next sentence in our story. One of the most important issues to the colonies was something called taxation without representation. The British taxed many goods, such as tea, without asking the colonists for permission. Did you hear another reason why the colonists were not happy? Good job. I agree. They taxed goods without permission. So let's add that to our notes. Underneath where you've written your first note, you can make another bullet point to keep your ideas organized. So you can make notes on your chart as I write on my chart. Ready? The British taxed goods without the colonies' permission. Nice job. Let's keep reading. The British government made lots of other rules that the colonies had to follow, and the colonies couldn't do anything about it. In 1775, the Continental Congress sent a petition to the British king. Did you hear something else that displeased the colonies? Yes, the British made lots of rules they had to follow, and they couldn't do anything about it. We should add this to our notes. First, make another bullet point under the notes you've taken already. Good job. And you're going to take notes as I write on my chart. Ready? The British made rules the colonies had to follow, and they couldn't do anything about it. The British made rules the colonies had to follow, and they couldn't do anything about it. Good job, boys and girls. Let's listen to that last sentence again. In 1775, the Continental Congress sent a petition to the British king. Who were the Continental Congress again? Oh yeah, that's right. They were the delegates that made the government. Remember these guys? So these delegates sent a petition to the British king. Petition. Say petition. A petition is a request to change something that is signed by many people. I wonder what they wanted to change. That's a good idea. Maybe they wanted to change some things that we had on our notes, like the rules they were forced to follow but didn't agree with, or maybe the taxes the British put on their goods without permission. We said a petition was a request to change something that has been signed by many people. Who do you think signed this petition? Yes, I think so too. I bet all the delegates in this picture signed it. All right, boys and girls, let's keep reading. It listed the ways that the colonies thought Britain had treated them unfairly. The Continental Congress hoped that the king and the colonies could reach an agreement that would make both sides happy. But the king ignored the petition. Oh, this said the petition listed ways the colonies thought Britain had treated them unfairly. That's just what we said. What did the Continental Congress hope the petition would do? Yes, they hoped to reach an agreement that would make both sides happy. Were they able to come to an agreement? No, the king ignored the petition. Do you think this pleased the colonies? I don't think so either. Let's add this to our notes. Go ahead and make another bullet point on your notes below where you've already written. This just helps you to stay organized. Remember, if I'm going too quickly, you can always hit the pause button or take a picture of what I'm saying. Okay, write this on your paper with me. The king ignored the petition. Okay, so the petition where they listed all their issues, he ignored it. Okay? Good job, boys and girls. So today we are going to determine why the colonies wanted to leave Britain and they didn't want to be British anymore. So let's go back to where we've written all of our notes, and we're going to think about some of these things that meant that they wanted to no longer be British. We saw many things that displeased the colonies. What does displeased mean? Yes, it means not happy. These are things that displease the colony. These are things that displease the colonies. The British made them follow rules they didn't agree with. The British taxed goods without the colonies' permission. The British made rules the colonies had to follow, and they couldn't do anything about it. The British king ignored the petition. What is a petition again? Yes, a request to change something signed by many people. Okay, boys and girls, I'm getting ready to tell you about your independent work that you're going to work on today. The author says the colonies were displeased with the British. What reasons does he give to support this point? Okay, so be sure today that when you're trying to answer this question, that you are going to use your notes that we made to help you to answer your question. So get out your other piece of paper and you can write down your assignment. Write on your paper as I read it aloud to you. Ready? The author says, the colonies were displeased with the British. What reasons does he give to support this point? One more time, ready? The author says the colonies were displeased with the British. What reasons does he give to support this point? Boys and girls, I enjoyed working on determining why the colonies didn't want to be British anymore with you today. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in Tennessee's At Home Learning Series. Bye bye.